come with me and some friends for a few days in Brighton. We traveled over separately, so while I waited for them to arrive, I decided to stop and grab a coffee plus a little delicious strawberry cake. Once they showed up, we decided to go and grab some lunch before going to check in where we were staying. After lunch, we headed over to check in, and unfortunately, it was a bit of a nightmare and a long story. So that, plus the weather not working in our favor for what we had wanted to do, we decided to split a takeaway and stay in for the night. Of course, not falling asleep until we had safely barricaded the door. So let's hope day 2 goes a bit better for us. The morning on day 2 started out a lot better for us, kicking it off with a delicious breakfast from the trading post. Me and my friend shared on all of this, and none of it disappointed at all. Following that, we decided to go somewhere else and grab a second coffee while we waited for a ride over to the first activity. Oh, hi, buddy. I would like to make it clear now that this activity was picked by one of the friends I was traveling with, since it's a pretty big hobby of his and he really wanted to go do it. So we decided to be supportive friends and go with him to a crematorium and graveyard because he likes to take photos of headstones, to each their own. I didn't film too much of this because it didn't feel right to me, but here's a couple of clips of him enjoying himself, doing his thing. Following that, we headed back towards the center and started walking around and exploring shops. Of course, we stopped for even more coffee because we don't have a problem, don't know what you're talking about, before grabbing a meal deal for a light lunch and taking it down to the beach, because did you even go to Brighton if you didn't stop at the beach? After that, we grabbed a drink before heading out to dinner, which was a big hit for all of us. I think the boys were surprised that they liked it so much. And of course, dessert. Finally, closing this day out with a stop at the Secret Comedy Club show, which was a lot of fun for us. Our final morning in Brighton was much more chill, as we decided, given all that had gone on with our accommodation, that we would leave a bit earlier than originally planned. We all agreed to not stay there a moment longer than we absolutely needed to. From there, we grabbed breakfast in a very packed little place, which had some hits and misses about it, but overall pretty decent meal. We then did a bit more walking around in the lanes in the center before stopping for our final coffee of the trip. Did you count how many there were? I know I didn't. This time with the coffee, one of my friends and myself shared a lemon meringue pie, and it was one of the best lemon meringue pies I have had. We still talk about it. It was so good. If you have the chance, try this pie. Thank me later. And from there, we all took an earlier train back home. Thanks for coming along with us.